we need to, yes, to go on with our studies and and just a minute. So, I mean that I need to share the screen and share the screen. Unfortunately, Zoom doesn't see the presentation. Just maybe we can do like just. I just try to open the presentation one more time. Here it is. And it is opening now. And then okay. And let us try to do it one more time. So this is sharing the screen and I can't see it. I don't know. Maybe like this. So, and can you see the first slide?
Yes.
Yes. Now it should be full screen. Can you see it full screen now?
Yes.
Is it full screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So good. And so you see that today we're going to speak about presenting complaints. And so we'll start with the error correction that there were some mistakes in the previous home assignment that you've uploaded to the Moodle site. I mean that as for vocabulary exercises. So I see that you understand what to do in these tasks, and almost everything was done correctly. But don't forget to write your name and group number on the paper. So because sometimes it's very hard to understand, to find your name, and because I have a lot of papers, you've sent a lot of papers. There are about 70 students, and so I need your group number. And all the tasks should be done in handwriting. Don't forget about this. So as for the grammar exercises, there were some typical mistakes there. You remember that the task was to just write direct and indirect questions. And here is the example of one of the mistakes that was done by a student. So the student writes how far to the airport it is. So this is wrong because this is a so-called direct question. So it should be like, how far is it to the airport? So the verb is should be written before the subject, before it. As for the next sentence, do you know what time you will arrive tomorrow? This is the indirect question. So because it's this is the complex sentence and it starts with do you know, and then this part is not should be written in different form. Instead of will you, we need to change the order of words. We need to use the subject, you first, and the verb is used, goes after the subject, will arrive. So the sentence should be, do you know what time you will arrive tomorrow? So this is about 2 of them, and there were a lot of mistakes in these sentences because of sentence number 4 and number 5, because sentence number 4 is the direct question and sentence number 5 is indirect question. So in the direct question, the order of words should be like in a question. So after the question phrase, how long, we need to use auxiliary verb have, then the subject, they, and the other parts of the verb. How long have they been married? But if we use the indirect question, which starts with do you know? So we change the order of words, and we first use the subject they, and then we use the verb have been married. Do you know how long they have been married? This is the way it should be done. So do you have any questions on the home assignment? No questions. Okay, now we'll continue speaking about the presenting complaints, and which we start speaking about at the previous class. Now we are going to read about Dr. Henderson, a cardiologist. So a question, what does being a cardiologist involve? What do cardiologists do? Ahmed, can you answer this question?
So it's assessing and solving heart problems, heart issues, cardiac issues, sorry.
Okay. So does anyone want to add anything? So yes, you see, judging by the name cardiologist, this is cardio related to heart and heart diseases. Okay. And now let us just read paragraph by paragraph. Just I would like to listen to Zena, please. Will you start reading?
Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me, doctor?
Yes, now I can.
Okay.
Unfortunately, now I can't hear you. Hello, Zena? Yes, there are some just technical issues. Okay, so let us listen then to Dilara. Start reading, please, Dilara.
Okay, my name is Dr. Henderson. I am a cardiologist at a London hospital. The highly trained team of
name is Dr. London at a
So Zena, we can't, your connection is poor, so we can't hear you. That is why I asked Dilara to read. Dilara, continue, please.
Okay, which I am part deals with the diagnosis, investigation, and treatment of patients with all forms of heart disease, including cardiac transplantations and some sorts of vascular disease.
Let's stop here, Dilara. Let's stop here.
Okay.
So you can see, so there are some things that the cardiologist just deals with. I'll try to fix my internet problems. Okay, Zena. Okay. Well, we see transplantation, vascular disease. Do we understand the meaning of vascular disease? Yes. Okay. Well, the second paragraph, please let us listen to Bere. Continue, Bere.
Yes, none of our work would be possible without the support of other people in the hospital team, the training nurses, the reception, and so on. Their work is vital to the smooth running of the department. When patients arrive for the first time, personal information is taken: name, address, telephone numbers, next of kin for connecting in case of emergency, and other information such as their CP's name and address, their NHS number, and their unique hospital number.
Okay, Bere, what medical jobs are mentioned in this paragraph? Medical jobs. Mhm.
One paragraph.
So, I mean, who can answer this question? What medical jobs are there in this, were mentioned in this paragraph?
Can
Sorry? Will you
Can
repeat,
I?
please? Mhm.
So there's a cardiologist, nurses, receptionists, and so on.
Yes. Mhm. Okay, and we have a couple of abbreviations. GP, who remembers GP? What does it stand for?
General practitioner.
General doctor.
General practitioner. Okay, and NHS. NHS. Any ideas about?
National Health Service.
Exactly, National Health Service. You're right. Okay, so if we move to the next slide and let us listen to the next person is Esgino, please.
Yes. We deal with a large months area and also they with reference from outside the area, please visitors to E and A and E private patients and so on. So the professional for confusions is good unless the data that are taken are according to the system specialist.
Okay, stop here. Thank you. So there is A and D. So what does it mean? A and D. Who can say? Who knows what these letters stand for? Ahmed, do you know? Do you remember?
I don't know the A part, but I know E stands for emergency.
You're right. Incident and Emergency Service
I
Department.
think accident and emergency department.
Exactly. Okay. So it's fixed now, and you want me to continue reading, Doctor? This is from Zina. Yes, Zina, if you can see the slide, please read the second paragraph on this slide. Zina,
Yes, can you hear me?
yeah? Mhm.
Okay. At various stages of patient's contact with the hospital, information is checked to make sure it is correct and that the patient can confirm their identity. For example, on arrival at a clinic, patients might be asked their GP's name or part of their telephone number, for example, the last 3 numbers.
Mhm. Okay. So, and now, so Marwan, read it, please. Marwan? Hello? Marwan Faisal Mohamed Ali. Are you here? No. Minus. So, Mohammed? Mohammed?
Yes.
Read it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Then during the consultation, a nurse or a doctor might also ask their date of birth. All this is for the benefit of the patient to ensure the hospital team does not make mistakes and people do not use patients' details fraudulently. We can then turn to dealing with the patient's treatment and safely.
Mhm. So here there is a word fraudulently, which means, fraud. This is involving deceiving, yes? So about just the use of data. Okay, so this is the information about the doctor, cardiologist. And now let us just have a look at the next slide here. We can see several statements. All of them are true. The task is to find information in the text to support each statement. Just what you do remember about each of the statements. So let us listen to Mustafa, please. The first statement is for you.
Dr. Henderson's team is very skilled. I remember that he said none of them would be possible without our team, the nurses and other team.
Yes, other team members. Okay, good.
Members.
Okay, thank you. So, Jeren, the second statement, read it, please.
The work of her team depends on the support of other people.
So, what does she say about this? What other people does the work depend on? So, which sentence just proves that it depends, the work depends on other people?
And none of work would be possible without support of other people in the hospital team.
The work is vital, yes? Okay, so then now, Alia, sentence number 3,
Yes.
please.
Details about the closest relatives are taken from the patients.
What kind of
They
details?
mentioned that they might ask for your date of birth and personal information to make sure that you're the right person. And they also take one second, like the personal information they take, they might need like emergency contacts, I think.
And you can see here in this sentence,
Next of kin
next of kin
is
contacting
for
case.
contacts in case of emergency and
Yes.
other information.
This kin here is a relative, just the synonym
Yes.
of relative. Okay, thank you. So now, Ahmed, the next sentence is for you.
Patients have 2 numbers other than the phone numbers on their hospital records. He says in this in description, it says they will ask for 2 numbers, your phone number and your NHS number.
Okay, just to be sure that doctors can contact them, right? So, well, and Zena, the next sentence, please, number 5.
The data collected need to be accurate. I think I remember that they would do this to avoid fraud.
Okay. So, and the next sentence is for just Dilara, please. Dilara, are you here? Dilara, hello.
Yes, here.
Yes,
Sorry.
number 6.
Checks are carried out to make sure patients are who they say they are.
Mhm.
Um,
What kind of checks are carried out?
checks GP's name. Yes, for example, honorable clinic patient. No.
Uh-huh. So where is it? The information.
His name at various. Yes, this paragraph, I think.
Mhm.
For example, honorable at clinic patients might be asked their GP's name or part of their telephone number. For
Yes.
example, the last
Mhm.
3 numbers.
You're right. Okay, so we've just focused on some information about one of the doctors, and now let us look at the next slide. Here is just, I would like you to focus one more time on the presenting complaint, the meaning of this word, so we can just see the abbreviation PC. And so this kind of term is actually used mostly in Europe and in Canada. The Americans use another phrase instead of this. This is chief complaint. So, and the meaning of presenting complaint or chief complaint is the initial concern which brings a patient to a doctor, or the reason for which a patient approaches the doctor. So this is what we are speaking about. And so now I would like you to focus on the model that helps the doctors to get the history of the presenting complaint, to help them remember the main questions they need to ask about pain. They need to ask the patient about. This model is called Socrates model. Okay, so we have we have about 1 minute. That is why we need to pause our class, and in 10 minutes